Hello everybody. Today I'd like to share with you on the one deeper step into the Xiu Lin Tao. Okay, uh, meaning that the part of the Xiu Lin Tao sets practice, which is we don't talk about these days in our modern time. Okay, so if we go back to history, 1850. What we know today, which is very likely to happen, is the one set split into or redesigned into three set system. The one set system redesigned the three set system due to want to use this Wing Chun Kuen as a tools in the revolutions battlefield. Okay. So what happened is that when the one set system redesigned to the three set systems, there are things which is defocus. The movement, the posture is carried over from the first sections of the one set system to the Xiu Lin Tao set of the three set system. However, there are things which is no longer at that point up, no longer emphasized. So that part become not familiar with most of us today. Now we're going to talk about that part. What are they? What is this? Okay, and how can we use today's technology to really know what they are, to attain or develop the Kung Fu. Okay, so we know, one thing we know for sure is in the ancient China, like the one set system, the Xiu Lin Tao and the one set system, it has a 3 level of training, okay, in terms of internal development. Okay, so one is it is called in Chinese 神以驾合, meaning the awareness and the body movement is synchronized or become a unity. Okay, become one. Okay, so there's mind and the body. The second is 神以气合. That means mind or the awareness unite or synchronize with the breathing. And the third one, the third level, is called 神以脉合, meaning the mind or the awareness is synchronized or unified with the energy flow of the body. Okay. So we got to watch out here. The first is 神以驾合, meaning mind or awareness and body or structure and so forth. No, this is a physical thing. This is a physical level. The second is 神以气合. Qi here is not the people talk about the qi gong qi. No, this is not. It is breathing. It's your breathing. How do you cultivate the breathing? And the third one, 神以脉合. That is what related to the qi, which is when people talk about like qi gong and so forth. Okay, and the meridian flow. However, we have to use very careful here. The term qi gong is used after 1900s. It's a modern term. Usually people don't use those terms in the ancient time. So in my writing or the YouTube, I seldom want to use the term qigong, because everybody define the thing differently, and you can have some certain religious group put their practice as a qigong too. Okay, so that's very confusing, and that is the reason why I choose to use the 6 element: the body, the mind, the breathing, the qi, Okay, this chi flow, the energy flow, the force change handling, and the momentum handling, 6 of them. Instead of calling the Qigong everything, we just can be anybody that define it, everybody can claim to be whatever they like, okay, but it doesn't have a tangible definitions of what is going on, okay, and we don't want to get into that. Once you get into that, then everybody can claim their own stuff subjectively. We don't want to do that. We want to do things objective and by evidence, okay. Okay, so the first thing, 神以驾合, meaning that your body and your mind is one, okay, that level. And in this level, there's a few things we can talk about. One is we always heard this Wing Chun's saying of the fish issue from the heart. Okay, 手从心发 or 钱从心发. Okay. Okay, so that is actually the first level, which is the mind and the body unity, because your mind issue your fist or issue your strike. So mind and body is unity. Okay. Now, and in this level of practice, where the mind and the physical is unified, a few things is worth to mention. Okay, one is it has to be loose. It must not stand, strain or tense. Okay, this is Wing Chun Xiulin Tao is not other art which is using the dynamic tension, those kind of things. No, it's not. Okay. And it got to be slow to gradual. Okay, so why is it? Why is this? Okay, like for example, in the Sampai Fa section, right? The Yatan Sanfo, the Sanfo section. So when we move this thing, this Tansao out, or moving this Fuksao out, it has to be relaxed, and it has loose, and has to be gradually even or slow. Why? Because that train a few different things. First, loose, meaning that all your joints will open up. Okay, so it's not like you just tense on this one and then you lock on different and hold on different. No, the whole thing is like a snake. Okay, the whole, joint by joint is like a snake. You move one thing, everything go with it. Okay. So as you see from the concrete, he said that it's like the spine of the snake turning 9 times, those kind of stuff, the analogy. Okay. Or as we know that the May snake move, snake slide pupa or worm move. Okay. So it's like this joint is like the snake moving, and then the finger is like the pupa or the worm moving. So this is referred to, if you look at this big joint, it's referred to as the snake slide, and then this is the finger is the pupa or the worm move. Okay, so that's what we call snake slide, the worm move. Okay, and of course it has to be the whole spine and everything is moving that way. Okay. And because of the loosing and stretching, that is where the Kung Fu is trained. Okay. Okay. Now, there's the body part. And there's another layer on it, on why you want to do that. Because when you are loose, your force flow, your Jing flow from your hand or your arms or your joints will be smooth and continuous, not stagnated. If you tense it or tense any joints, you feel like there's a force there. However, that is the place where it's stagnated. So by losing and move forward, actually the force flow is smoothly moved, okay, and without stagnations, without you create your own stagnation there, okay? Because remember, Jing is about playing with force change. You want to change the force, capable to change the force as fast as possible, not create stagnation or like driving while you're braking. You're stepping on your brakes, okay? So just put it as that if you tense it up, it's like or lock up your joints, it's like driving while you're stepping on your brakes. And so that is the reason of the loose. So loose is open up your joints and so forth, so that your body is in a more efficient and effective in terms of handling, and then your force. Okay. Now another thing is even. You want to get it slowly, evenly, gradually, evenly come up. Why? There is handling the force flow. You have a lot of handling or a lot of control if you have this kind of practice. So at every instance, every moment, you know how the handle of the force flow. Okay, instead of it's like jerky, or it's like discontinuous, like you continuous and then you break down, or discontinuous. No, it's really smooth. Okay, so that, what is it for? That is for when you need to change your directions of your force, you have the handling. So that is a part of the Wing Chun. Wing Chun is not Sanjin's or white crane. No, Siu Ling Tao is not Sanjin of the white crane. Okay, Siu Ling Tao is training this kind of stuff. So while you have the sensitivity, you always also under that sensitivity, you have the force change control. And how do you get that control? It's from the loose and from the gradual. Okay? So this is all the part, and of course your mind has to be totally focused, aware of this thing. If you don't aware of this thing, then it doesn't know what to do, right? So this is the level of the mind and body, or mind and structure, or mind and motion, physical motion unity. This is the part need to be trained. It's not just like go stand there and the mind is somewhere else, and then all the forcing or tensing up the hand and pushing out. No, it's not. It's the training of this thing. Okay. So that is how it is. The first level. Okay. Now this thing, this level, the mind and the mind and the physical, the body unity. When the one set system redesigned to the three set system, we carry over. So depend on your lineage, how much people preserve that, reserve that, is still there. So as we know that always, whether we know the reason or not, we say, oh yeah, the Indi. When we'll do Siu Ling Tao, we have to do it slowly. Okay. Some will say loose and slowly, gradually, but some lose the teaching of the loose. I say, oh, I still have to do slowly, right? So there's the part. But if you really want the full picture of that, it has to be loose and slow and gradual. Cannot be tense. It's not a dynamic tension. It's not the Honga iron wire sets. It's not the white crane Sanjin, because it developed different type of Jing, or the force flow DNA, okay, or force flow handling, okay, and you need to use that later on in the Wing Chun application techniques. Otherwise, you don't have the support from the body or the force flow, the Jing layer to support their applications. Okay, now there's one thing. Okay, now we want to get into the second layer, the mind and breathing unity layer. Because if you want to get into the mind and the chi unity layer, or the mind unity layer, you need to go through the mind and breathing unity layer. You have to know how to handle the breathing. If you don't know how to handle the breathing, there's no way you can get to the third layer. The third layer, the chi, the flow layer. Okay. So what is this about this breathing? Why don't people talk about? Well, actually, it is in the cilium process. That is the lower abdomen's breathing. Okay. But usually people cannot do it. Why? Because the body is not loose enough. And the second thing is the breathing is not deep enough. It was never trained that way. And we want to talk about one thing too. Why is that at that time when they break these three parts, when they reorganize the one set to the three sets, that the second layer, the second level, and the third level, the mind and the breathing and the mind and the awareness is taken away? It's because this is not easy thing to train. You know, the first level you can say, well, loose, and then and gradual, and everybody can see it. You can see it. I can see it now. And then you say, okay, when we fight, when we use application, you can see that. And is a useful? Yes, it's a useful. You can have 70% of application can be done that way. Okay, but when you come to the mind and the breathing unity, that get into the thing. So how do you measure it? How can I know that I do it right? How can I do it? I don't. I mean, if you don't have something measure, and it takes a lot of times for a Sifu to teach to coach students, and then feedback and so forth. So a lot of these things one never actually really get it without years of training, and some might not even get it from after years of training. Okay. And not to mention the chi part. Okay, the chi part is not like, oh yeah, I have this sensation, I have this heat feeling, I have energy flow. Well, you know what? There's just some physiology sensations. You know, what's the real thing? Is it a real thing? 99% no. It's just your own feeling and sensation. That is not according to the ancient teaching. So let's talk about the breathing, okay? Because you know that the body has to be loose. That is the first thing on the when you want the unity, your body and your mind. It has to be loose. When you know how to do that, loosening up your body, you want to get up to the mind and the breathing is unity. Okay. So breathing, what do you want to achieve? Lower stomach breathing. And the breathing repetition per minute has to go in the old time. Okay, in the old time, objectively, the breathing per minute has to go under 4 count per minute in order for you to know what is the state of the mind and breathing unity state. If you never get into close to that, you never know what it is mean, because it is a different physiology states already. Okay. Now normal people using have a 12 to 20 beats per second, per minute kind of breathing. 20 repetitions or 12 to 20 repetitions per minute. There's a lot of things that need to be worked, and so how do you work that? Okay, it is not simple stuff. And like for example, right, when you do this, the same. This is the Sampai Fat stuff. You say, well, I get the slow, and so you end up what? Most of us end up what? We become causing stagnation. We hold our breath and so forth. It is not the same with the 4 repetitions per minute, which is with this. It is a totally different story. So it's like the fish which is swim on the close to the surface and swim on the deep under the sea. It's a different physiology. It's a different state. If you don't know that, if you never go there, you don't know that. Okay. And so if you really want to cultivate qi, okay, you need to go at least close to 6 repetitions per minute and it is safer to say it's under 4 reps per minute. Then you got it. You enter the door. If your breathing is say 11, 10 or above 6, still you're not there. You can feel, I have this sensation and that sensation. Well, you can be your imagination. Or you don't have a handle. If you really want to handle, under 4. 6 you close already, but still sometimes you get it, sometimes you not get it. It's unstable. Okay, so qi, like when people say I want my qi grow in the dantian, is that simple? Oh, it's not like, well, I just sitting down meditations and I suddenly some days I got that. No, it's, come on. Okay, you need to lose your body. First level, lose your body, totally lose your body. So the channel and the bones and the joints all open up. And then your breathing drop to get close to the 4 beats or 4 repetitions per minute. While you're going gradually going down there, your stability of your qi develop in your lower abdomen start to get more and more stable. When you go under 4, that is where the game starts. But that's still not cultivate the qi in dantian yet. This is just a prerequisite before that. So you want to talk about like define like the people talk about qi gong and so forth. You want to go develop your qi in dantian, you have to go through this 3 level, and you got to, each level has to satisfy an objective requirement of the physiology. Otherwise, you cannot get there. It's not up to your belief or whatever. It's not religion, it's a technology, and it's about the physiology. Okay. So now you say, Hendrik, how the heck are you going to do the Tan Sao in the Xiu Lin Tao for 4 repetitions per minute of breathing? Now notice that if you have 4 repetitions per minute, you do 4 of this. Actually, you do 4 of this Tan Sao, it's already 1 minute. You don't hold it. You just, so if your whole Xiu Lin Tao have say 36 moves, okay, you have 4 repetitions per minute. Then you have a lot of minutes already. You don't even have to hold it. Okay. So I go through this. Okay. My experience. So you ask me, Hendrik, can you do it 4 reps per minute? Yes. I go through it. Okay. So you say, well, how can you know? Well, because we use watch clock to clock it to training, blah 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 blah. Okay. Otherwise, I cannot tell you what all this thing about the 6 and so forth. But today we don't have to go to the difficult way. This thing you need sifu and everything. Today you don't need to go doing that. So what are we going to do? Get machine to help you to identify the state. Okay. So, like for example, the Yikam Queen Kit of Xiu Lin Tao. The first is say that collect your intention, union with your shen, or union with your awareness. Okay. That's what the say. There's even before the mind and the breathing one. Okay, there's a step before that. It just when you start, before you say this Queen Chong Sanfa or the fish out from the issue from the heart, you need to how to get your mind into the state. People sometimes call this state silence. People sometimes call this state is what do you call that? The samadhi, the beginning of the samadhi state and so forth. Okay. Usually we call it the silence. Okay. Enter the silence in the qigong world. We call it Zhu Jing. And so this you need to arrive this to know your mind, and then because you need to drop your thoughts. If you don't drop your thoughts, when you go to the breathing, then you get the issue for that. Okay, it doesn't work well. Okay, so okay. So what I'm going to do? Get this. Okay, get this. Okay. So what is that? Okay. This is a biofeedback machine. It's called M-Wave. By putting your thumb here, by following the instructions, you can get into the coherent states where your physiology, meaning your nervous systems, your cardiac system, your hormone system, all work in the harmony and the balanced way. So you can get more and more harmony with this machine, and that's why they use this to handling stress. Okay. Now, so you want to enter the silence. You don't know how to drop your thoughts. You want to attain what the Yikam Kinkit say. Collect your intention union with the Shen or the awareness. Simple. You just go inside this. You just experience the coherence. You know, this has the instruction teach you how to do. Do it for 10-20 minutes a day. You feel that, you know that you experience the physiology. You have the physiology experience that your thought is going away, or you drop your thoughts. You still in the very clear and awareness, not a drowsy sleepiness state. That is entering the silence. Silence doesn't mean that like a drop dead stone. No, you use that, you enter it, your thoughts gone. Okay. So many people talk about, oh, can your techniques work under pressure? Well, guess what? If you have those kind of control, training experience, you know what kind of state is that. You can enter that state under pressure, under stress, because this is what a handling stress machine. You know how to handle that. So this is belong to what? Remember the 6 element, the physical, the mind. This is belong to the mind element of the mind layer training. So if you say, oh yeah, you know, I want to be courage, I want to pump myself up, I want to be able to handle the stress. Come on, if you do not know how to enter into the state, you don't even know what it is. How can you enter it? And you don't know the techniques how to handle your physiology. You cannot do it. So in the ancient time, one thing you can do is what? Counting breath, counting. Okay. But then there's no way for you to measure are you really get there or not. Okay. You use this machine, you know how deep you can go, and every time you can repeat it. And only at that time you know, oh, I have handle on I have this kind of handle in the mind layer. Okay, remember we talked about the mind layer, the thought, the intentions, the visualizations, the awareness. You drop that 3. You can drop the thought. You can drop the intention. You can drop the visualization to get into the awareness. But if you can use intention and awareness. You can get there with this machine. And it is an objective stuff. It's not subjective stuff. You know you are in a different state. You experience a different physiology states. Okay. So that is the machine. First line of Yikam Kinkit. You want to enter that? This is the simple stuff. And and it's safe too, because this is under the scientific study and so forth. There are people doing research on this kind of stuff. It's going to damage you. and instead of going through some religious or spiritual practice where nobody know whether it's work or not, and then get into running away into different kinds of cultist kind of practice, or you say I say, get something really really proven. Okay. Now, so once you settle the mind, to quiet down the mind of the silence, we want to go into the deep breathing. So what are you going to do? You don't have the Sifu teach you, you don't have the people to train you, but you don't want to screw up your mind and your body. You don't want to screw up your physiology. Remember, this one help you to balance your cardiovascular, your nervous system, your hormone system. Get this for your breathing. Okay. Okay. So that's respirate. Okay. People use that thing. There's a FDA proven, approved or something like that. High blood pressure handling training. Okay, or so use that. Okay. If you use this with a headphone there and your measure of your breathing, with this you can drop your breathing per minute. You can drop your meaning per your breathing per minute. According to the respirate, is saying that if you drop the breathing under 10 minutes, under 10 repetition per minute, then you can improve your blood pressure regulations. Okay, and this is with this. Okay, and this is FDA proven stuff. So, okay, if you have that, you use that. It can carry you in a very safe pace, going down your breathing to say 6 to say 4. Okay, in a very safe way and in a very objective way. Okay, because the FDA have looked at those kind of stuff. Okay, so okay, if you have that, if you have this training, then you understand, you experience the physiology state, which is your breathing with this going down to that low repetition per minute. Okay, and this is the second level, 神以气和, which is the mind or the heart or the awareness and the breathing unity or become one. You cannot imagine what it is because your brain doesn't know what it is unless your physiology, mind, body experience it. Okay, so you need that machine to carry you down. Okay, so in the ancient, you don't need these two machines. You don't need these two machines. You need to do is what? Like the Buddhism Anapanasati. Okay, the counting breath. Count. But when you might throw those off, you might hallucination, you might get into different kind of stuff, and you still don't know whether you're right or wrong. And sometimes people dreaming and they say, well, I'm enlightening already. Okay, that have no quality and is unrepeatable kind of deal. Okay, so for me, I train in the old ways, and then I use this to check and for communication with the people who learn with me. Because I say, okay, if you use this is the safe stuff. Okay, even I'm not there, and you judge for yourself, what you really get into. Okay. So this is very important, and besides, this is good, right? This is actually good for you for handling stress every day. This is good for you, as this is claimed to be a no drugs, lower blood pressures practice. Okay, so this is good for health. Okay, this is real stuff. Okay, even by today's medicines, we know it is real. It's not some ancient Chinese secret which is just some fantasy or some legend. No, it's not. It's real. It's solid. Okay. So So we go through just now the mind and the body layer. The second thing is the mind and breathing layer. Okay, and this layer is the one which is not carry over from the 1 set to the 3 sets. Now I got to go to the third layer, the mind and qi. Okay, the flow of the qi, 神以脉合. So the first is 神以架合, the second is 神以气合, this third one is 神以脉合. So the first one is the body, the mind and the body is unity. The second one is the breathing, the mind and breathing unity. The third one is the mind and the qi flow is unity. Okay, now this is the deal. First, you quiet down your mind with this machine. Okay, you quiet your mind with this machine. And then you know the state. So you practice mind and body unity. With the requirement of your hand has to be, your handling has to be loose and gradual. Okay? After you know how to do that, you go this. Okay? You can lower your breathing with this. Maybe even 10 repetition is very good already. Okay, don't force it. Okay, we are no longer the ancient people. If you can get 10, get 10, and if you can get 6, get 6. It doesn't matter. Okay? I just tell you that what it is from my experiences now about 4 repetitions and so forth. But every individual and depend on everybody's health situation is different. So don't force it. Okay, let it come naturally. When you get that, you know the state of the relax with this. When you do this, then you know how to handle that what? That breathing layer. Right? You have the body layer, now that you know how to handle your body layer by loose and slow and gradual and even. Second, you know how to handle your mind by dropping the thoughts because you experience with the machine, the M-wave machine. And the third one, you know how to handle your breathing because you have experience with that last rate machine. Okay, you know that, so you can get this. Okay, now only after this, if the mind and the breathing is really synchronized already, the mind get into even silent states. See, that we start with a really quiet down mind state already, quiet down the thought state already. Now, when you get into achieve the mind and the breathing synchronized, the mind go even deeper into the silent state. And at that time, the qi surface. Only at that time, the qi surface. Okay. Now, before that, if people force it with the heavy breathing and everything, and you have the sensations of the body heat and so forth, sorry, those are not the it. Those actually is a draining your body energy. In the ancient, they call those things what? Running fire enter demon. 走火入魔. That type of the fire or the warm sensation is trouble. It's the one draining your energy. It's like you start a fire. Okay? So that is not it. it is at the state of the mind and the breathing already synchronized very well naturally, and the mind go even deeper at that time. When you're breathing, the qi start to just a slightly warm, not even hot, slightly warm start. And then the more you practice, it grow. Okay? And then after a while it grow, it will, when it full up, it's like the charging your cell phone battery. When it full, it automatically turn on the circuits, and the qi start to flow. That's the mind. So that's what they call the mind and the mind is unity. Instead of using the mind to control, intention to control, I want this thing flow this way, I want it to be hot this way. No, it is not. It is, the mind is only following the circulation. The mind do not disrupt or interrupt it or try to control it. Because if you control, lead the disrupt or control the flow, you get into the wrong channel, you get in problem. You get the speed too fast, too slow, you get in the problem. So the real thing is, once this qi develop in the dantian, it start to flow. You just follow it. You know it. You follow it, and you go by itself. You don't go mess around with it. Okay, which is very different from today's people say, oh, I want a thing. Imagine there's a light. Imagine there's a fire. Flow this way, that way. Sorry, you just generate sensation. Okay, and that can get people into trouble. Okay, and if you read the records of the qi practice, those type of stuff get people into trouble. Almost guaranteed. Okay. So okay. So if you can get to the second layer, good. Because remember, the first layer, with this machine, you will be able to handle your stress better. With this machine, you'll be able to handle your breathing better. And of course, you're going to get better health, right? As for the third, if you can get in, fine. If you cannot get in, fine. Especially if you really want to get into the third level, you need people who know what he's doing to coach you. Okay? And don't follow some books, buy some books or some videotapes or some experts saying this and that. No, it is a practice which is it's no kidding. And as far as I say, this one you have FDA. Okay. This one you can read about it. It's a lot of research handling on it. You want to rely on thing which is stable and safe for you. You don't want to mess around with things. Then when you get into issue, nobody will help you. Okay. So like there's a term you need to remember. It's called 偏差. 偏差 is what? 偏差 is meaning that when you get your the qi circulate in the wrong way and stuck there, cannot go in somewhere else and create problem. That's called 偏差, or meaning the sidetrack. Okay. 偏 meaning bias, 差 meaning offset. Okay, or wrong way. Okay. So you don't want to get into those states. When you get to those states, then you got to have massage or acupuncture or a whole bunch of stuff to bring that thing back. Otherwise, then the more you get it, your body becomes imbalanced. Or you get into another 偏差 is that, remember the fire you try to generate inside your body, you say, oh yeah, there's sensations, I have qi. That burning you up, okay? Dry you up. Okay? There's another 偏差. That's what we call 走火入魔. The fire is running wild and you enter into demon state, meaning that the people become really irritated states or bad tempo and a whole bunch of stuff. You don't want to get into that. Okay. So this is all I want to tell you today about these three states, and I just hope that if you really want to improve your Shilin Tao to the second level, because we know now by evidence there's 3 levels, or you want to do a better first level. If you want to do a better first level by quiet down your thoughts, you can use this to experience a balance of your body. If you want to enter to the second layer to experience and have a better handling of breathing, instead of suffocate yourself and pushing and stretching yourself using this, okay. And then the third one, you need the seafood. Okay, that's honest words for you. And I like to see everybody because this is not 1855 anymore. This is no longer the fighting time where you use Wing Chun for in the battlefield, and people might die the next day. Okay, so they don't have to care for the health, so forth. But today we need to work to feed our family. If we don't work, then we guarantee into poverty. Okay, if we're sick, we are in poverty. So I just hope everybody, if you know how to handle more stress, better stress, handle your breathing better, lower your stress, lower your blood pressure, balance your body, balance your hormone, have a better cardiovascular and so forth, while doing Shilin Tao. That is what I hope that everybody gain the benefit. You have already practiced Shilin Tao anyway, right? So why don't you as much claim the benefits in it? Okay. So okay, this is to share with you today. I know this video is a long one, but I try to give you all these informations to proper. And I want to disclaim that I can replace any physicians or anything. No, I just tell you what people train in the ancient, okay, and how to make equivalent to today. So you need to contact your physicians, okay, if you want to train certain things, okay, as usual, okay. And so today we do have understanding on Shilin Tao to a great depth already, and just hope Wing Chun Kin will someday become like Tai Chi. In one way, you have a very superior fighting combat system. In another way, it is have a very solid help promote training. Thank you.